Just 1 second here. I will sign in to chat here real quick. And we are going to, I'm going to say something. Hello, audience. And see if it comes up. Okay, I guess, whatever. But it does show that a chat is there. So, hello, everybody. We have some new widgets on here to show new subscribers, stuff like that, because we're now using Streamlabs OBS. But today we're going to show some stuff about a TikToker, which I think we'll do first. We got 2 of his videos, which we will be showing. So why don't I go... Okay, well, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pull up my my display capture and on his software, and we're just going to go ahead and play his 2 videos for all of you to hear. Okay, well, with that all going through, he kind of Laura can't do it because we can't really hear it as I watch it because of the way our stuff is set up. I still haven't found a way to send my stuff over the stream over the chat back to her from my computer. I really don't know if you can. Anyways, so essentially he's saying that that he shouldn't have said what he said, even though he's not saying what he said was inaccurate. He just said it's surface level. Yes, cancel culture. It's real. And if we were actually big, we'd probably get hit by it. Well, yeah, they can hear. You just can't hear Laura. As in, I can't transmit the audio through Facebook Messenger. I don't have that ability. You could not hear him on the live? Okay. That's weird. Huh. Wonder why that is. Well, shit. Could he hear us? Okay, well, let's try the other one now. Okay, so that was restarting. Could you hear it that time through the chat? Through the thing? I think something's up with your laptop. Because I can go... Okay, well, I'm going to go to the live stream. Why is it saying it's waiting for me? We should be... It says it's waiting for Six Swing Productions when I try to go to the video. Are you seeing anything play? Oh, wait, no, sorry, that's the wrong stream. Okay, I'm looking at the wrong stream when trying to look at a stream. Yeah. Oh, here we are. I'm going back here. No, it's not showing up his... Why isn't it showing up his... Oh, because I didn't... that's why. Just a second. Okay, I think I got part of the... I think I figured out part of the problem. Maybe. No, you can't hear it through there. Shit. Why is this doing this to me today? Maybe. Just a second here. I'm trying to figure out what the heck's going on with this. Mondo speakers. Alert. Okay. You know what we'll do? We are going to, instead of all that stuff, we're going to grab a new audio capture input device. Add audio input. We're going to capture stereo mix. Done. And now that should also show up. Yeah, audio capture. Now I'm going to come back up here and we're going to, and hopefully we won't get a whole lot of why is this doing this stuff, but I'm going to go ahead now and play that again.
I'm dumbfounded. I'm astonished. Please don't cancel me for this. Right? These are just my opinions.
Yeah.
I just saw this post. The girl said men are stronger by... I'm dumbfounded.
Okay, that should be enough. I'm going to reset my stream. Yeah, audio capture. Now I'm going to come back up here. And of course, there might be a whole lot of why is this doing this stuff, but I'm going to go ahead now and play that again.
I'm dumbfounded. I'm astonished.
It worked. Please. Okay, I just need to add an audio capture scene. Okay.
I can actually hear it too.
Okay, guys, shall we go back and play those again so you guys can hear what we're talking about now that we fixed it?
Yeah, we're sorry, guys, and it might be confusing because, you know, we were talking while the video was semi-playing, but we're gonna play the audio correctly now.
Yeah, this is what we call working out the kinks of the new software on a bonus episode instead of a regular live planned episode.
What's up, guys? I have some explaining to do. A couple nights ago, I made a video that came off quite misogynistic, and I got canceled. Looking back on it, I didn't really have to say those things. I also don't fully agree with myself. I was kind of just talking out loud because it was on my spam. I was being my normal stupid self, trying to present the devil's advocate. I tried to keep my argumentative structure simple. I tried to keep it to mainly facts. But I, of course, left out a lot of facts. I didn't phrase it correctly, maybe. My tone.
Whoops.
What's up, guys? I have some explaining to do.
A
couple nights ago, I made a video that came off quite misogynistic, and I got canceled. Looking back on it, I didn't really have to say those things. I also don't fully agree with myself. I was kind of just talking out loud because it was on my spam. I was being my normal stupid self, trying to present the devil's advocate. I tried to keep my argumentative structure simple. I tried to keep it to mainly facts. But I, of course, left out a lot of facts. I didn't phrase it correctly, maybe. My tone was off, maybe, like it always is. Let me straighten things up. This girl made a video and said that women live longer because of biological issues. Yes, but that's only half of the truth. It's biological and behavioral. So, like my normal self, I thought I'd have an input. I spent 2 minutes thinking about it and then made the video. After doing a lot of reading this morning, I realized that that's a very preliminary and basic argument that I made. If you want to pause it, this website says it perfectly and it goes through the ideas why it is flawed. It is very flawed, but I was just presenting another side of the story that the girl from the video didn't talk about. You so desperately want to cancel me, I don't think we'd be friends in real life, so it's cool. What's up, guys?
Okay, now I'll play the next one, which is the original video. Now that we can actually get the audio. Hey, Laura, are you viewing right now?
Yes.
Okay, it shows one viewer.
I'm dumbfounded. I'm astonished. Please don't cancel me for this. These are just my opinions. I just saw this post. The girl said men are stronger biologically, but women are stronger in terms of life expectancy, dealing with trauma, and dealing with illness. All the comments were like, yes, women are strong, we've been oppressed, so we have these qualities now. I mean, the video did say that it's not scientific, but, you know, evolutionary, I guess. I disagree. I disagree with their reasoning. You think women live longer because y'all are, like, mentally stronger? No. Y'all live longer on average, excuse me, because men are in dangerous jobs. Historically, there are way more men working in mines, way more men going to war, so it brings the average down. Also historically, it's changing, but historically, men work jobs with very high stress. That takes years off your life, and that does not help with trauma. Because of all this shit and toxic masculinity, men have a way higher, like, suicide rate. Anyway, my point is there are practical reasons why these things are true, and the comments are making it seem like women are just like that. Don't call me a misogynist. I'm dumbfounded.
Okay, so we got all that through. Hey, Laura, do me one real quick thing. Throw a something into the chat real quick if you logged in, because I want to check one thing with the stream. Okay, no, it's not showing up. Why isn't it showing up? I tossed in a widget to show a chat box, but I guess that just isn't coming up in the stream. Okay, never mind. Apparently, my desire to... Apparently, we'll be working on this a few bonus episodes in.
At least we got the kink of getting audio, so if we have videos to show to people, then we can still do that.
Oh, yeah, no, I now have the sources set. And actually, I'm using this as my new recording software for my Let's Plays. And I have Twitch Studio to start doing Twitch streaming for my games. So, yeah, that's a thing. On Twitch now.
Well, that's good.
So
I guess we'll go to his apology first, and then the initial
I already
videos.
did the apology, then the initial video. So people could actually hear it.
Talking about it.
Oh, yeah, talking about it. Okay.
So, firstly, I think that his apology was, he's got a lot of viewers, and statistically, I want to say most of the people on TikTok are girls.
Statistically speaking, most of the population is female, so most of the people on it are probably going to be female.
Right, and the population of boys that make TikToks is very low. He got popular with his POVs, but he, made this video in reaction to this girl. And I personally think, as bad as it sounds, I think he made that apology to be like, hey, I didn't research it that well, and I'm sorry if it came off this way, blah, blah, blah. I don't think he would have made that apology had he not gotten, so much hate about it. Because personally, a lot of people aren't really sorry about what they say. They're just sorry that other people don't agree with them. Now, moving forward to his original video, maybe it was the tone or maybe it was the way he said things, but personally, I don't think his arguments are incorrect.
No, they are correct. The problem is you can't have social discourse in a TikTok video. You cannot discuss these topics or these issues in short 5-minute snippets, 1-minute snippets. You have to have long-form stuff. Like our show is a conversation.
Yes. TikTok, if you guys don't know, the amount of time that someone gets to make a TikTok is literally a max of 60 seconds.
Yeah, so this guy's editing together a TikTok that's going to be in 60 seconds, which is going to ruin any argument he has. Really, if you have 1 minute to convince someone why uh, it's wrong to be racist, essentially you're going to get the word because you're a racist, and that's about it. You're not going to be able to explain to them the bigotry, what racism is, when it is and when it isn't existing, all that fun stuff.
And we're both saying that, his arguments that he made were good. It's just, he doesn't have enough time to take, research to back it up. He doesn't have time to really figure out how, like he even said in the freaking video, he thought for 2 minutes about that video he was reacting to and then made his own reaction. So clearly he didn't think that long on how he wanted to say it.
And statistically, the man dies first in pretty much every marriage. But here's the thing, on top of everything else. Testosterone is actually worse on the body than estrogen. So there's a biological reason for women to live longer. You want another reason? Mothers have a longer role than fathers when it comes to being needed. And oh my lord, it took forever, but we finally got the chat box to finally start throwing up our chats onto the thing. I guess we are just extremely delayed right now. We'll figure it out later.
Yeah, I was gonna say that when I was viewing the live for my phone, it's at least a good couple minutes delayed from what I was viewing to what I was actually saying to you.
Okay. Well, that's to be expected. I may have to mess with the latency stuff. But, back to what I was trying to say before I got distracted. The thing is, you have more women than men in the population, for one. So if enough women live longer because you have a larger sample size, your average can be much higher or much lower. Because it's everyone added together divided by everyone. Like the average. What's the average of 3? Of 1, 2, and 3? Well, 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6, divided by 3 is 2, so the average is 2.
Right. And then, also, when he made the statement about statistically, work plays a big role in it, I mean, that's very true, because where are you spending most of your time besides at home? It's at work. And statistically, most of the women
die in workplace accidents.
Yeah, so statistically, most women that I know of in general, they are not in war. They're, well, technically not war, but they're not in the military. They're not doing roofing. They're not working in cement fields. Okay, there are women that do that, don't get me wrong, but
oh no,
a major percentage of women don't have that as a career. It's either retail, fast food, or a desk job that they have.
And
no
here's
offense.
the thing. People want to act like, oh, they don't want women in this industry. You know what? As a tech guys want more chicks who are tech savvy in the industry. Why? Because when you're looking for someone to, be with, have common interests and stuff, and a lot of people meet their future wives or husbands at work or school, a whole lot of women not being in the industry means makes it a lot harder for us to meet someone, and the pickings get a little bit slimmer of intelligent.
And also,
so it's like, you know what? We are welcoming, more than welcoming, to women in most of the manly fields. Construction might be a little different because of how it is, that masculine blue collar, that sort of thing. So some of those might be a little different. But technical fields, I've never heard of anyone say no woman could do this job. Yes, they could.
Actually,
and the smaller fingers make it easier inside the computer.
There's so few people that are going into STEM fields that are women that they're literally making scholarships to get more women to do STEM fields, because they're all doing these different jobs like desk work, but there's not enough people who are like, hey, I want to be a mathematician. Hey, I want to be an engineer. There's not enough women going into that field, so they literally have to entice us with money to go into that field.
Oh yeah, and then we just hear from the misogyny crowd, the cry misogyny for everything, that oh, there's not enough women here because misogyny. No, there's not enough women there because you guys aren't going to school for that. You went to school for teaching, early healthcare development, early childhood care development, nursing, stuff like that. It's like, you know what? You want to get into these fields, go to school for electrical engineering. Go to school for structural engineering. Shit, go to school for computer engineering. But you know what? Here's the thing. Historically speaking, and believe me, guys and girls, the gender roles that we have did not develop on purpose. They developed naturally over time in just about every civilization. Should we stick to them strictly? No. But they tend to be the roles that many people like drift into. I'm not talking gender roles like the woman has to stay home and we should disapprove of her not doing it. It's more of the woman usually stays home because she's more comfortable there. But sometimes the man takes that role. It depends on the person. But these roles and different things turned out to be, and I think we just, did I lose you, Laura? Laura? Shit. Okay, just a second, guys. Hello?
Hi.
We lost you.
Yes. My Wi-Fi sucks.
But what I was saying was, gender roles, you end up in them. I'm gonna have to repeat some stuff because I think I lost the call in the middle of my rant there. But the gender roles thing came up mostly naturally, from evolutionary necessity and whatnot. So a lot of women naturally go towards the easier, more caring sort of thing, you know, nursing and that sort of thing. And men who want to get things done because our bodies were built to do the hunting and the majority of the work, while the woman spends all her energy raising the young infant child because, you know, she's also feeding it, carrying it, and all that stuff. Her hands are kind of full. So we evolved to have stronger bodies and whatnot, so the woman can get away from whatever the danger is. That's why women are have far better agility than men, because their bodies are more meant for running away. The man's body's more meant for stand and fight. So essentially, evolutionary wise, was man stands and fight, woman and offspring runs. Because that offspring needs the woman to survive more than the man. So men have evolved to be expendable.
That's kind of depressing to think about.
Well, it's true. When it comes to survival of the species, women are more important than men.
Yeah.
Men are still needed, but you can have a few men and a lot of women, and you can repopulate pretty quick. A lot of men and few women, repopulation is lower. That's why it's actually a good thing to have more women than men.
Right.
Genetically and ecologically speaking.
When you think of pregnancies, men can, and I'm going to try to word this in a way that's not too inappropriate. If a man gets someone pregnant, they can get someone pregnant till they're like 50. Women, after like 30 something, it's kind of hitting the age where they can't really get pregnant anymore.
Well, that's because without modern medicine and modern techniques of keeping us alive, people don't live much past 50 if they're lucky. The natural human lifespan is only 40 or 50 years.
But more so, I'm saying that like a guy can get a bunch of people pregnant, whereas a girl can't.
Oh yeah, a girl can have twins or triplets, but it's rare. But here's the thing. A woman takes 9 months for one child. Where if you have one guy and 10 women, in 9 months instead of one child, you can have 10 children. Yeah. So repopulation and that sort of thing. And if you have enough of the different mothers, although you need more than one man because, you know, one father for everybody will end up creating a genetic bottleneck. So you need about 500 assorted men and women. Yeah. More women than men, but essentially enough that, you know, you don't have to worry about lethal recessive genes.
Right.
So with all that being said, the guy was right, but he was also wrong in how he went about it, and he should not have brought this up on TikTok of all places.
Yeah. If you guys know much about TikTok, see, it's become a lot more varied with how popular it's become because at this point, it kind of lost like the innocence of it. It's become more of like attention hungry, cash grab type of site, similar to Instagram. Well, anyways, with that, a lot of people who used to be into Musically ended up switching over to TikTok. And if it says anything about that, there are some users who aren't even in high school using this app. So wanting to change their opinion on much of anything is very slim.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I was saying that some of the people that are on the TikTok app are not even in high school yet.
Oh yeah, they're for kids. It's mostly for kids. It was supposed to really be meant for, take a song you like or something, make a little funny video, and that was that. But now you're trying to do public political discourse on TikTok in 1-minute snippets?
Yeah, it's not
It's too complicated of an issue to do on TikTok. Wrong platform. Yeah. Right idea, wrong platform. You need a long freaking thing to do it. But on the other side here, we were going to talk about these kids getting their licenses without a road test. Mind you, it took me 3 times to pass my road test. I do not want these kids on the road.
Briefly talk about that. So the article was in Georgia. So basically, once Georgia made this rule thing, a lot of people were saying, oh, it's a good thing, oh, it's a bad thing. Basically, every single state, because of this quarantine, is very, very backed up when it comes to basically anything important. Like my tabs, I got no idea if I'm going to be able to do that in person or not. But because of this, they wanted to get people to, not have it so backed up once everything gets going. So they allowed almost 20,000 people to get their license without taking the test. And some parents were saying, well, we decided to make like a fake test for them to take, and we wanted to make sure that they were like all set to go. And one of the students was like, oh, it's so nice because I didn't have like that nervous feeling. Me and Tony, both of us failed our test. I failed my test 1 time, and it took me until I was 23 years old to get my license. So there's no way in hell do I think it's okay not to take that test.
What state is this in? I want to make sure I never drive in that state again. If I ever see a license plate from them, I drive the other direction.
It's Georgia, but I think that other states were getting access to be able to do that too.
Okay, so everyone watch out for Georgia drivers on the road, especially if they're young, and nobody travel through Georgia. As soon as everything opens back up, we will be seeing a large amount of idiot driving accidents in Georgia. And by the way, Georgia may take over for Russia for interesting dash cam videos for a little while. We need more dash cams in Georgia. Everyone donate Georgia a bunch of dash cams. We need that entertaining accident video.
And the thing is, I'm not saying that like all parents aren't responsible when it comes to teaching their kids how to drive. Actually, my mom and dad were the sole reason why I even passed the parallel parking version, because I literally practiced with them for hours on end before my test. But the thing is, me and Tony can attest to this. We have friends who are not the most fit to be parents or have made some dumbass mistakes as incoming parents. So we do not 100% trust everyone to be a good teacher to their kids.
Oh, we've got a lot of friends that are horrible parents and have no business
If it
breeding.
says anything to you guys, and I'm not going to name names, and neither is Tony, but one of our friends didn't even pass high school. So I don't trust said friend to teach their kid much of anything at that point.
Yeah. Granted, high school is high school. If you get a GED, you're good. And actually, GED is harder than a diploma.
They didn't get that either. They're almost 30.
Almost 30 and no GED. How are they even working at McDonald's? Shit.
They're not.
You don't get a job with that. After we're off, you're going to have to tell me which one that is.
Okay, gotcha.
But, yeah, that really is a quick one, though. We just hate the idea. It's just a bad idea.
It's just big. Oh, and what was interesting about the article was they were trying to get that overturned, and no luck. So basically, there's 20,000 drivers that didn't have to take their test.
Also, if I go to, I almost forgot before, because this was a kind of a test thing, and we did finally find a bunch of stuff. But there is one other thing which you guys should be made aware of. Up in Michigan, it is official. The Michigan government, the Senate, and the legislature have sued the governor. The arguments will be being heard today. It has a case number and everything.
Interesting.
It was live on the Northern Michigan news site earlier today.
And they sued for
because she's ignoring the legislature and acting illegally.
Okay.
So they're trying to make it to where she has to step down.
But all these other states are taking just as much precautions, if not more.
It's not the problem she took the precautions. The problem is the legislature did not approve the precautions nor the extensions and told her to stop. And if a legislature does not ratify an executive order by a state or a president, it is not a law. Here it is. Michigan Court of Claims. Judge Cynthia Diane Stevens, case number 20-00000079-MZ. Michigan House of Representatives and Michigan Senate versus Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Hearing will begin at 10 a.m. It was today at 10 a.m. They got the two attorneys and they were hearing arguments via Zoom. I don't think it's hearing arguments in the lawsuit. I don't think it's who won. Just a second.
So are we just not going to have
just a second.
Similar schemes that are acting under them. And again, Your Honor, if the legislature should want a different path of deliberation and Robert's Rules of Order, the legislature has the means to make the very changes they want to these laws in their own chamber. But the legislatures of years past, they wisely recognized and properly delegated that emergency authority to the governor. And that's the law. Relates because in that case, the court was grappling with a statute of the
language of doctors is more precise than that of lawyers. Let's put it that way. So I think he agrees with you that it's a question of, is there authority or is there not? Is it sufficient to meet constitutional muster? You have one in an analytical framework. He has another.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Williams?
Yes, Your Honor. And I think when we look back at what counsel just said, for instance, about the rarity of non-delegation authority cases, the Ostimo Charter Township case is just one other example. The case where the Michigan Court of Appeals declared that there was a delegation problem for lack of standards. Actually, in that case, there were very similar standards to the ones that we're seeing here. gives sort of an ambiguous task to the lower authority and says, go for it. And I think that's in some sense what we're dealing with here. But at a broader level, Your
Trying
Honor,
to see
I
who
think
won
that
if
even
it
at a
shows
time
it.
of crisis, we have to remember that the language of the law needs to prevail. And these cases really constitutional questions.
Whenever
do
you
have-
need it, I can have it ready.
They needed it yesterday before they even opened their mouths. If I could get it by Tuesday of next week, I'd be deeply appreciative.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And with that, this session of the Court of Claims will conclude. You will.
Okay, they did not come to an agreement. Anyways.
Oh, wow.
So
That's surprising.
this sort of thing is probably going to go on from argument to argument to argument.
Yeah, this is probably going to be extended. So the last story that we have to share with you guys today is basically the Democratic Party is trying to overrule the Republican Party on a second wave of stimulus bills. So the second wave by Nancy Pelosi would be basically approval for a $3 trillion bill, and apparently it's set to get approved by the House.
It's been approved by the House, and the Senate already said they're not gonna approve it.
And basically, from what
It
I could
isn't
tell by the
happening.
article, and yet it's still news today, so we're going to talk about it anyways. Personally, I think that when I did a little bit of reading on the HEROES Act and the food stamp shit, I'm like, why the fuck did they want to pass this? This is not helpful to anyone.
Yeah, that's because they want to pretend they're doing something.
Like, it just deters people from wanting to go back to work eventually. That's all it would do. And we would probably be taxed even more heavily than we will already be taxed.
It's called the prepping people for communism and being stuck at home and socialism and all that stuff. They want to be your sole provider. They want to control you. They are looking at a new vaccine, and they want to make it to where when you get the vaccine, you have to get a tracking chip to show that you were vaccinated. This virus has been used so heavily to curtail freedoms. It's not even funny. I'm sorry.
I was in Walmart today, and I think one person had to go out for you to go in.
Yeah.
And then they were checking masks, I think, too.
Yeah.
What about for you?
We actually went to Applebee's for dinner.
Inside?
Yep. In the state of
shit.
Indiana, restaurants are now open at 50% capacity.
So what, you guys just have like tables like empty or something?
Yeah. Every other table is empty. They have a limited menu because of the supply situation. However, the
With the
menus,
meat?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Applebee's has a lot of meat. Most of what they do is steaks.
Yeah.
Most of what a lot of sit-down places do is steaks.
And burgers.
Steaks and burgers. That's kind of America. We eat steaks and burgers. But here in Indiana, 50% capacity. They were wearing masks. They sanitized everything. You had to go out. You were outside. You had to give your name to a person who was sitting on a laptop under a little awning who had a mask on, and then your phone number. And they would text you that you were on the wait list. Then when your table was ready, they would text you again so you could go sit in your car or sit on a bench outside while you were waiting. So there was no indoor waiting. And when you got in, you got taken straight to a table. And the menus were disposable. Everything was sanitized. We watched from across as they finished sterilizing our table before they sat us down. The food was good. The waitstaff was awesome. And, it was just a good experience.
Was it busy?
No. Well, yeah, but they were busy, but it's still pretty empty due to the only 50% capacity. The inside, like there's no bar seating at the moment. And for the first time in a while, we actually got to have a pleasant dinner. But I can tell you more about that outside of the stream. But anyways, we're at about 40 minutes. And I think we got most kinks worked out and talked about most of what we were going to talk about. We didn't get any views, but I didn't think we would.
So it was a good practice episode, and
So good practice,
I'm glad
right?
that me and my hosts were able to figure out the audio situation with showing videos to you guys,
Because
it will be
now
something we'll be using in the future.
I mean, I'm not going to be able to let Laura watch the video with us because she's not in the same room. Now, granted, if we get to the point that we have a lot of subscribers and patrons, we'll be able to do some episodes once every month or once every couple months where we get together and we can do this together live and whatnot, because we would have the income from the show and the channels and that to do that. But until we can get together to do this from a time to time, it's mostly just going to be Laura pre-watching the videos, or I send her a link and she can watch the video as I'm playing it to you guys on her end, and then we can talk about it or whatever. But that's going to be about the best we can do. Anyways, thank you for anyone who watches this video in the future. If Laura could stop typing in front of everything and while I'm trying to talk. Your mic's picking up you typing.
I'm not typing though.
Then what's that? Da, 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 da. Like you would.
I was increasing the volume on my headphones.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay. Well, anyways, I thank you guys for bearing with us. If you guys get to this point, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Please comment even if you don't like the video.
Comment maple syrup so that we know you watched this.
Yeah, and then give us some pointers. Like, tell us how we can improve, because without audience input, we can't improve. We can only do so much through research on how to do this show. And that's how that's going to go. We're still working on the 2.0. I'm working on getting a new logo going for the screen. I'm working on a new channel logo. I've already got a new channel logo for the gaming channel and some thumbnails for new videos up there. And I've got all the audio filmed for the economy video coming up. So I just got to get that in with some photos and put the video together in editing. So anyways, if you guys want to support us, you can go to the Patreon. Once again, description down below. And anything else you want to say before we leave, Laura?
Nope.
Okay. See you guys later. Don't forget,